Hello and welcome back. We are starting here today because we are gonna dive into the fun world of mug making. I've got my little Cricut all heated up here. I've got a mug and I finally got some sublimation paper for me to be able to make mugs. So I'm gonna cut those up right now to the appropriate size and we'll get started. I'm hoping that these will be okay because honestly, I don't know if you can tell, but they look very light and muted. And so I'm hoping that when they sublimate, the color is darker because right now it's kind of scaring me. So what I'm going to do is I've cut it. I'm going to take my mug that I have here. I have a Cricut mug. And then I will clean off the outside of the mug. And we will get it taped on there. Okay, I just have a little rag. This isn't really going to be an in-depth tutorial on this because this is more so for me just figuring this out. I've done a lot of internet research on YouTube, so that's how I have figured everything out up till now. To actually start the machine, you have to go to Cricut's website. You have to plug it in. There's a USB cord. Plug it into your computer and connect the machine to the Cricut Design Center, which I wasn't too happy about, but it's okay. It'll work now on its own without me having to have any sort of other equipment to run it. You just plug it in. But I read you do want to clean off any dust and particles off of here. Sometimes people do lint rollers to get it off before you put on the paper. And also this machine stinks, so make sure you have it ventilated. It's kind of ventilated in here because it's raining, but I have a window open because it stinks just sitting here heating up. So I am now going to tape the mug. Oh, and this is a 15-ounce Cricut brand mug. I forgot to mention that. I have 15 and 11-ounce mugs, but in my store, for some reason, 15-ounce mugs sell out by far more than the smaller size. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. And I bought also some of this like handy dandy, weird looking yellow heat tape. So you have to use the heat tape when you put it in the Cricut because it's going to be very, very hot. You can already feel the heat coming off of the machine, honestly. So I'm just gonna center my design. I like the way it is on this side, so I'm gonna put it, tape it here, and then get another piece and pull it really tight. And make sure that it's even all the way around the bottom and the top like a lip, because otherwise your design will be uneven as well. So I'm going to do that, tape that there, and then I'm just going to go and now and tape around the whole entire bottom and top. Okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. I taped all the way around the top and the bottom and the sides. So hopefully nothing is going to move or smudge, because sometimes you get what's called ghosting and some of your transfer doesn't come that strong onto the mug, and then also it'll smudge a little bit and it'll look blurry. So now comes the moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to put it in the Cricut machine. And so I have it heating right now. If you can see, the top button there is still red. When it turns green and beeps, it's ready. I have the lid up, this little lid up. When you push it down is when it clamps your mug in here. So as soon as it beeps at me, we're gonna get ready and put our little test experiment in there. Okay, it just beeped. As you can see, the light is green now. And I wanted to say, I also got these little silicone mats off of Amazon. I don't know if you can see that, but they are heat mats. So I wanted one under the press itself and then one to put mugs on. So I am going to put the mug in now, adjust it, and hope for the best. Here we go. And yeah, it is super hot. So let's I think I want it more this way. Okay. I clamped it. I fit it in this little gap here. You want to make sure that your mug is evenly spaced so that your design is completely covered by the blue. This light teal blue part is what's getting heated. So now we have to wait until the lights up here. There are a set of 5 lights. As soon as all 5 are lit, it will beep again and tell me that the mug is done. And it should take, I think, 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. We shall see. Okay, it's almost done. I'm super excited. It has, oh, it's done. I was gonna say it had a minute to go, but it is done. So it's blinking. I'm guessing that's a good thing. Oh, okay. That means we're done. So I'm going to flip up the lid, and I have a hot glove on. I did buy these nice hot gloves so that I didn't have to touch anything because it is very hot. So we're gonna take it out. Ooh, it is hot too. So I'm gonna sit it here on this mat, this heat mat, and we're going to give it about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so for it to cool down because you cannot take the tape off yet while it's hot, and it has to come to a complete cool. So 15 minutes, let's all say a prayer, hope for the best. Okay, it's a moment of truth, and it's pretty fairly cooled down now. So I'm going to start ripping some of this tape off of it. And I'm a lot more nervous than I thought I would be because this being the first mug, you just never know. This tape doesn't come off as easy as you think it would, but oh my goodness. Okay, it's already looking good. It's already looking good. Oh my goodness, look at that. Can you see that? Oh, maybe I'm not in the right. It's already looking really crisp and pretty. Well, let me peel the rest of this off. Now I'm super excited. This is super exciting. If I tell you I didn't have high hopes for this, oh, you gotta believe me. I thought like, oh, this is not gonna turn out that well, or I can't do that well. Oh my goodness, this turned out way better. And if you can see that, way better than I thought it was going to be. Wow. The lines are really crisp. Oh, right there I can see. There's a little bit of smudging. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it on her dress right there, but I probably should have let it dry more maybe. But man, that's pretty darn good. I wanted to put it next to one of the prints, the 15-ounce mugs I use now. I mean, I don't know if you can see these both together. So this is the one from the pod, and this is the one that I printed. There is a difference. Oh, obviously the mugs are, whoops, hello. Obviously the mugs are a little bit of a different size, but I think the colors are pretty accurate on my mug, although they're darker on the pod mug. And you get a lot more detail in this mug here, especially in the flowers, than you do in the one that I just printed, because the one that I just printed, I don't know if you can see that clearly, but this is it's very light. You can't see the detail as well. I'm still really happy, like the Mary, all of her, the detail, the outlines, the writing especially, it's supposed to be black, and it is a good black on the print that I just did. The ones from the pod, it's always bothered me that they're kind of greenish. But I have to say the pod did very, very, very much better. That's not even a word. They did very better. I can do this. The pod did much better getting detail in here. So this may just be some sort of trial and error. There are little pads you can put where you can get a squished, let me show you. So basically in here where you put the mug, you can put an extra layer of padding so that when you push down on here and it squishes your mug, it actually decreases the diameter and puts more pressure on your mug, essentially, with like an extra layer of, I don't know what that is, some sort of silicone or rubber or whatever it is, so that way you can get a firmer fit between the paper that you're using. Let me show you here, sorry. Between the paper and your mug. So it's a tighter grip. So that may be what I have to do, because this pod mug definitely has better detail than mine, although I like the color in mine better, interestingly enough. I think the writing is better, the colors are better, it's just for some reason the detail is not coming out. So I think just like with anything else you're trying out, right, it's going to be a trial and an error type situation. So my next move is going to be to get the little cushion for this to make it a tighter grip in the Cricut and see if we can pull out some of this detail like this mug from the pod has. So I have, oh goodness, what, 2 weeks before the new year. So my goal of doing this by 2024 may or may not happen, but I have a lot of these, so I should show you. I found a really good supplier that does these big sheets of your sublimation, and so I figured out the sizes that I needed per mug. I just measured the mug essentially, like how high the width, I guess you would call of it, and then the diameter of it. I went around the mug, so I figured that out, and then I made it in Photoshop, my design, and made it the appropriate size. So you just cut these out and then, you know, tape them like you saw me do. So they print 3 per page, and I think I got 10 pages. I don't know. I got enough to do a lot of mugs in case, you know, we ran into this situation where I was printing them and I didn't expect them to be like perfect, obviously, but just to try to do a few of them, you know, on my own before I perfect the craft and everything. So the 2 weeks left, I'm going to order I found that extra strip somewhere on Amazon. I don't know what it's called, but I've seen people put them in their heat presses to get more pressure. So I'm going to order one of those, and I will take you along on that journey with me as soon as I get that in. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you what it would be like to open up the Cricut and start trying to make our own mugs. That's really not a bad attempt the very first time. So pretty hopeful about that. So kind of a short vlog this week. I just was so excited to whip out this machine and try it. So next week I'll be back with hopefully a longer one with some more stuff to do. I actually have another project on the horizon that the items for that should be here. So I think you'll be pretty interested in those as well. So I will see you then. See you next time. Bye-bye.